Guys, I always. Huh. Guys, I thought superpowers were freaking awesome as a kid. I always wanted to be a superhero as a kid. Looking at all like the pictures and stuff, superheroes doing good deeds and all this kid stuff. But then again, I was like a smart kid and I knew I obviously couldn't do something like that. So yeah, dreams got crushed. Until I learned about the Joker and Harley Quinn, and I thought, you know what? That dude seems pretty freaking metal. Yeah, see my pun. But yo, this video is gonna show me that my kid side was not necessarily stupid as it was to grown-ups. So this is 10 people who gain X-Men superpowers after terrible life traumas or whatever. I don't know. Let's get into it. I think it's accidents. I don't know. I can't remember. Woo woo! After life-changing events.
Number 1.
Okay. Jyoto Raju.
Jyoti Raju, or the Monkey King, is an Indian free solo climber, born in the state of Karnataka. When he talks of his childhood, it appears he became lost at the age of 3 and was taken care of by a man who unfortunately subjected him to abuse. From a childhood where he was abused and contemplating suicide, he has now created a life that involves entertaining and giving to others. He has learned to live again. He earned himself the title Monkey Man by climbing the tall stone structures and walls at the historically famous Chitradurga Fort, Karnataka, without the help of ropes, with a technique he learned from monkeys. He does not climb for sports, but to entertain the visitors to the fort.
Bro!
Number 2.
That's awesome! Nikolai Kragajoy.
12-year-old Nikolai Kryagliachenko was walking home from school one day when he stopped to lean against a lamppost. Unfortunately for Nikolai, the lamppost had a faulty wire and the schoolboy was blasted across the street by a jolt of electricity. He said, "When I woke up the next day and got out of bed, I found some coins that had been lying on the mattress had stuck to my body. Then when I was having breakfast and dropped my spoon, it stuck to my chest." Nikolai added that he has now decided he wants to be a superhero when he is older, saying that he would want to do something that helped people. Number 3.
Dennis Rogers Hulk-like strongman.
If you want to be strong, there is no one better to learn from than Grandmaster Strongman Dennis Rogers. Rogers is known as a real superhuman. With his massive power, he can rip apart phone books with his bare hands, bend horseshoes and roll up frying pans. He has held back Air Force jets and Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Dennis had a tough time at school. Back in the 70s, he was less than 80 pounds at the beginning of high school and not only weak, but clumsy as well.
Wow.
He struggled with believing in himself in the early days, thinking that he was too small and not gifted enough to do anything related to sports. Number 4. Guy Bavli is an Israeli mentalist, illusionist, and lecturer. He possesses the uncanny ability to bend metal objects with his mind. He became interested in mentalism and illusions as a source of solace from the divorce of his parents and childhood obesity. He worked hard to learn and develop his abilities, and now Guy can apparently, with the power of his mind, move physical objects. Specializing in psychological entertainment, Bavli's live performances combine psychology, physiology, and intuition to demonstrate his telepathic and mental contorting powers. Number 5.
Batman.
Daniel Kish was born in Montebello, California, from an alcoholic father whom his mother left when Daniel was only 6 years old. When he was 13 months only, Daniel was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, and he had his eyes removed. Daniel developed the ability to make clicking sounds using his mouth and judge the echo produced to understand his surroundings and any obstacles in his path. This unique ability is known as human echolocation. This ability has allowed Daniel Kish to walk around without any assistance, ride his bike, run, play basketball, and have other normal human experiences. Now he runs a non-profit organization called World Access for the Blind, where he helps other blind people learn to get around in the world and was instrumental in designing one of the first echolocation courses for blind people. Number 6. Lytle Simpson, despite being deaf, is able to recognize people and objects using sound. He also has the ability to hear voices coming from actors' mouths on TV even if the TV is muted. Born in Mississippi, Lytle Simpson's condition called synesthesia was misunderstood by many doctors who recommended that he is institutionalized, and some of them mistook his inner hearing for mental illness. He could have ended up spending the rest of his life in a mental institution. He has been quoted as saying that he has never known complete silence. This is because his inner synesthetic hearing allows him to hear sounds that he describes as sounding like a techno or dance song. He has finally found some ways to get others to experience what he is talking about. This footage shows exactly what he hears.
That sounds cool. I like that.
Number 7.
Jason Paget, the genius. Hey, that sounds
In 2002,
like you.
2 men attacked Jason Paget outside a karaoke bar, leaving him with a severe concussion and post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. But the incident also turned Paget into a mathematical genius who sees the world through the lens of geometry. He describes everything as appearing pixelated, as if he can see all the components of the world around him instead of just looking at the bigger picture. According to Jason himself, he was a goof whose primary interests were nights spent partying, beer, and spending time with his most unexceptional friends at the bar. After his injury, Jason Paget began to notice that the world around him looked different than it had in the days before the attack. Number 8.
The Runner.
Our first thoughts were that Dean Karnazes is more a machine than a human being with ability to run at high speed all day long without getting tired. What is even more astounding is that the next day he can get up and do exactly the same thing. And the next day and the next. Many long-distance runners are running from something.
That calf
For
muscle is
Karnazes,
huge.
it was the death of his beloved sister in a car accident, as well as a life of yuppie emptiness. Follow your heart and you will never lose your way. This quote is something that she said to him, and Dean has stated that he has lived those words ever since. Dean is famous for running 50 marathons, over 50 days, in all 50 US states. Number 9.
No sleep.
Time Ngoc is a Vietnamese insomniac. He said that he has been sleepless after a fever in 1973. The man was very worried and tried every way to sleep, but he could not sleep, just a single minute. Amazingly, he continues to function completely normally, and the lack of sleep has had no impact on his day-to-day activities. Due to his sleeplessness, Ngoc's productivity was actually double compared to a normal person. However, in October 2006, Ngoc reported that he was beginning to feel like a plant without water due to the lack of sleep. Number 10.
Sick.
Fauja Singh is a British Sikh centenarian marathon runner of Punjabi Indian descent.
He's
His
trying to
current
eat me.
personal most unexceptional time for the London Marathon, 2003, is 6 hours 2 minutes, and his marathon record for age 90 plus is 5 hours 40 minutes at the age of 92 at the 2003 Toronto Waterfront Marathon. At the age of 100, Singh attempted and accomplished 8 world age group records in one day. In his childhood, until he was 5 years old, Fauja did not develop the ability to walk. He could hardly walk long distances and his legs were weak and thin. As a child, he was often teased because of this. However, as a young man, Fauja started to become an avid amateur runner. He had to give up this hobby at the time of the India-Pakistan partition, in the year 1947. The deaths of his eldest daughter, his 5th son and his wife in 1992 gave him the determination to focus on running.
Yeah. Pause. Ew. 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 He's been eating me the whole time. Ew. You're a really hungry person, you are. Hey guys, if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe. I'm gonna have more videos coming your direction, and may even put Panda in them. Woo woo woo! Look at this face. What? 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 Let's see if we can get at least 500 likes on the video for this cute face. For this cute face. La 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 la. So, say bye. Thank you.